Hi, welcome to Mama Irma's Kitchen. Today we're going to make pork embotido, meatloaf style, Filipino style meatloaf. We have a lot of ingredients. We're going to make a big batch because it's the holidays and I'm going to stock up to put in the freezers for potlucks, parties, and just for dinner. We have 2 cups of minced onions. I used the food processor, about 1.5 cup of red bell pepper. I have about 2 cups of Spam. You could use ham, whichever you prefer, cut up into small cubes. We've got a cup of raisins, about 2 cups of carrots minced. I used a food processor again. I have about 10 eggs we will use for the filling, and this is about 2 cups of sweet relish, and we have about 10 eggs here we will use to help bind the embotido so it won't fall apart. I have 8 slices of breadcrumbs that I processed. That helps bind the embotido also so it won't fall apart. And of course we're going to use some grated cheese, black pepper, salt, and powdered chicken bouillon. And here we have about a cup of ketchup to give it a little sweetness of a kick. This is the bread slice that I was talking about. I food processed about 8 slices of that. We're just gonna mix everything up all together, so we're just gonna toss everything in place. And we're gonna mix this real well so that all the flavors are spread evenly to the ground pork. That's why you need a big mixing bowl, or like this one, a big tray, to mix everything together, because you will need some gloves to hand mix all of this together. It's gonna need a lot of muscles. We got the breadcrumbs. But this will taste so good with all the work you've done. Then we got the eggs that I scrambled. And now for the seasoning, we're going to use about 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of black ground pepper, and 2 tablespoons of chicken powdered bouillon. Gives more flavoring. Now for the cheese, this is a 8-ounce cheese. I'm gonna see how half a bag look. You don't want to put too much cheese, it's just to give it a cheese flavor. Okay. So now you're just gonna mix all these ingredients together. Now, like I said, if you have gloves, go ahead and massage all this together to combine all these ingredients. As you can see, I have mixed it very well, making sure all the ingredients are all blended together. Now we're gonna do a taste test. I'm gonna fry a little patty in the frying pan, so if we know to add any of the ingredients depending on your taste. So I'm just gonna get a spoonful and make a patty and fry it in the frying pan. Okay, I fried a little patty. I'm gonna do a taste test to see what ingredients we need. To me, it needs maybe another half a cup of sweet relish and maybe a teaspoon of salt, and that would just be perfect. So I will be adding more. I'll be back. Okay, now all this is mixed well, and I think all the ingredients has a good seasoning and taste. So I'm going to show you how to wrap it before we steam it. I use about a cup for every roll, so that they're all consistent. So I take a cup and just put it here, and you want to just spread it that way. And we're gonna add, remember that boiled eggs we had earlier? I cut them into fourths, and we're gonna put it right here so that it has a nice presentation when you cut them up. Now I put about 3. Now you can also put a slice, half a slice of hot dog here and here if you like, but I'm not gonna use hot dog anymore. So this is how you would wrap it. I take it, flap it over so that I kind of fold in place. Take the other half, I kind of fold it that way. Don't worry about it because we will squeeze it later and it will be nice and tight in there. So I'm gonna fold this up because when you open it later, it'll be a lot easier, so it won't get stuck. Now we're gonna roll it. Now you're gonna take both ends and squeeze it together like that, so that it will bind together. And then just twist the ends and flap it over. We're gonna make about 18 of this for a 6-pound ground of pork for this ingredient. Okay, we're gonna roll about, it'll make about 18. I'm gonna put it on my steamer and just layer this up till we can fit it. Okay, now I have 2 layers of trays here for steaming. When this is full, I'm just showing you, I still need to add about 8 more in there. You're gonna just steam it for about 2 hours on medium. You don't want it boiling too hot because it'll cook faster on the outside and not the inside. So just steam it for 2 hours.